Hey, this is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors, and in today's video we're going to be doing an updated review on the Holosun 407C handgun optic. Before we get into that, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. This is 2020, right in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak, so everybody's supposed to be quarantined and not going anywhere that's not essential. I don't quarantine well, so I go everywhere that I want to go. But have a good Easter and be safe. Now let's get into this review on this Holosun 407C. See it there? It's on a Glock 17. I bought this Holosun. My Trijicon took a dump on me and had to send it back to Trijicon to get it fixed. They fixed it, sent it back, but in the meantime I put this Holosun on there and I liked it so much I just kept it on there. And this is about, I'm going to say 7 months old, is this Holosun sight is. And it's probably, no lie, it's probably had about 5,000 rounds through this gun since this sight's been on there. Regular guy training, Chris Bondi, he had this gun and run it through some classes. I think he put like 2,000 rounds through it while he had it. And I've put at least 2,000 to 3,000 rounds through it since I've had it back. And this thing is, it's a monster. It's good. Put it on, sighted it in. I haven't touched it since I got it back from Chris. And that's been probably at least 2,000 rounds ago. And it just holds zero perfectly. It is a 407C. It's not the 507. It does have the solar panel on top, as you can see. I haven't turned it off since I've had it. As soon as we put it on, I turned it on. It's been on ever since. And the dot is not dimmed. It has 6 settings and 2 night vision settings. I carry this most of the time with my job. I carry this gun at night. So when I put it on at night, I dim it down to a real low setting, to where low enough to where I can turn this light on and it won't wash the dot out. So that's the setting it stays on most of the time. Today the sun's as bright as it can be, so I've turned it on high today to get a little bit of video with it. And like I said, we haven't been easy on this gun. This gun's been dropped. We've racked off the sight and everything else, and it's held up fine. And matter of fact, this thing don't even have any scratches or any sign of wear on it whatsoever. And the main thing, the one reason I really like this sight is it's very simple to use. You got your brightness and lower. You can lower the brightness on that side with your plus and minus. I don't even know how to turn it off. I don't know if you push both buttons or push one button. And the reason I say that is, like I said, I hadn't turned it off since I had it. But I think you just push the minus button and hold it and it'll turn it off, I believe. It's got your elevation setting right there, up and down, and then your windage on this side, your right and left. It sets in good behind those. These are Ameriglow suppressor height sights. So I don't know if you can see the dot through that and see the sights through that. But those sights set perfect and they're dead on. To co-witness with that dot, but I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. And like I said, this review is going to be short because it's talking about a red dot. Now, a lot of people say they don't like red dots on guns. If people say they do not like red dots on guns, they haven't used them. They probably borrowed one at the range and used it for a magazine or two, or they bought one and put it on and come out and used it for a magazine or two and said they didn't like it and took it off. Because I promise you, the benefits of a red dot far outweigh the negatives of them. The only negative I can think on a red dot now is what if the battery goes dead? Well, it's no big deal because you got backup irons on it, just like you would with a rifle, and carry a spare battery. In the rain does get on the lens, but it's not bad enough to where you can't shoot with it. A red dot simply is not twice as fast, but a red dot is faster than iron sights. no question about it. It takes getting used to. When you draw, if you don't draw and have a perfect presentation, you're not going to be able to see the dot. But that's muscle memory. You got to learn that draw. You got to dry fire that draw to where that dot comes up to the same spot every time, and there's no problem. If you're new to a red dot and you're having trouble with that, all you got to do is just draw like you're lining up the irons, and if you do that, that red dot's going to be there every time. Just don't draw looking for the dot. Draw like you're lining up the iron sights, and the red dot is going to appear every time. So that's how you get over that. Target transitions are a lot faster with a dot. You ain't having to line a sight up. You're just putting, when the dot hits the target, you're hitting the trigger. People that can't shoot with iron sights, you're probably not going to be able to shoot with a red dot because it's probably your fundamentals screwing you up. But what you will be able to do with the red dot shows you where you mess up. If you're watching that dot and you pull the trigger and you dip the gun 6 inches when you pull the trigger, you're going to see that dot dip right when you pull the trigger. And it kind of diagnoses your problems as you go along. The red dot is easier to hit with. I'm not going to say it's not more accurate than iron sights because the sights are not making the gun accurate or inaccurate, it's the shooter. But it's easier to pick up. It's easier to see at distance. It's easier to hit with at distance because of that red dot. You're not having to line the rear and the front up. When the dot gets on the sight, you're pulling the trigger and you're hitting if you're not moving the gun. So, like I said, no real big negatives on the dot. It does get dirty. It'll get lint and stuff on it, but you have to wipe it off. But I've never had it get so dirty that when I draw the gun, I couldn't see the dot and use it. So this sight is at Palmetto State Armory right now for $169. And I promise you, you're not going to get a better sight for that price right now. I'm going to try to get this video posted either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to try to have it posted before Easter so you can still get that deal if you want it. What else? Not much else I can say about the dot. It's a good one, and I highly, highly recommend it. I liked it over the Trijicon RMR. That's why I kept it on there. I sold my RMR. But that's my opinion on the Holosun 407C red dot. If you got any questions, comments, or if you got any experience with the Holosun dot, put it down below. And what I will do, I'll do an updated video when this battery does give out. I'm going to run it till it dies and then put a new one in it. So that's about it. This is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors, reminding you to be safe and always be ready.